Welcome to Mr. Community. I am your host. Well, I would say Mr. Community. I'm Reggie Rez today. Mr. Community, I'm going to take that from myself and give it to the gentleman that's my guest today. I'm so very proud to welcome him to the program. He is He's the true Mr. Community. Everybody, welcome to the program, Mr. Yusef Shakur. What's up, my man?
What up, though, man? I appreciate that title, man. You do a lot of work in the community. I mean, it's been an honor and pleasure the last, almost 7, 8 years.
Yeah, how long you been in the community, though, man? Come on, man. I can't.
I mean, we storing there back to the hood. We do our thing, man.
Yeah. But I can't compete with you in the community, man. I would never try to do that ever. I'm sorry.
We work together.
Now, maybe in radio, I can challenge you on radio, but the community, I can't do that,
hey,
man.
It's a team effort, man. Team effort.
All right, and this is for everybody to know, brother Yusef Shakur. He can tell a story better than me, but I love his story. He's a former gang member, and he went to serve time in prison for 9 years, met his father for the first time when he himself was locked up. And to tell a story about the gang that you were involved in, the very notorious gang in the city of Detroit that you were involved in once upon a time.
I helped co-found the gang Zone 8 in the city of Detroit. People unfamiliar, Northwestern High School, 14 Ferry Park, Linwood. And it was actually our neighborhood, but we started operating from a gang in the late 80s. It was as predators within our community as a direct result of not having fathers. Coming from challenging neighborhoods as a result of not having resources, we found ourselves in the streets behaving like wolves.
And one of the things, I always get it mixed up, but the part of the story, because in your book you talked about it, but it's when you were involved with the Zone 8 gang, there was something about a shooting in a church. I always get that story mixed up, man. Tell me that story real quick. You got to tell me that story.
One day, me and my homies, it's Monday evening. We're trying to go locate some of what we consider our enemies, and they was on our side in our neighborhood, and they was congregating at this church, like an after school type of event, and we found them there. We all walked in one by one and said 1, 2, 3. The crew was called Zone 8. And the last guy who walked in, he said that and let some shots ring out. 2 people ended up getting shot. It was a incredible thing to be a part of. What I mean by incredible in terms of a negative situation, I was like 14, 15. We got arrested. When they took me down there, they said, "You're going to get 100 years." And I couldn't even count up to 100.
Wow. Whoa. And the story goes, it's so many different things that he's a part of a gang. So you can imagine some of the things that they did as a gang. So we won't get into that. What I want to talk about now is the transformation that you made, which was dynamic and incredible. This brother he served time, did his time 9 years. He came home, and we talk about a turnaround, the way it should be when people make a decision is wrong, they go do some time, they come back. Well, instead of being in this revolving recidivism piece, Yusef said, "Nah, I'm not going to do that." This brother comes out. He opens up a bookstore. He gets a college degree. Still probably working on another one, I think. Are you still working on it? You work in school doing something?
Yeah, actually, I'm working. I'm at U of M Dearborn, working towards my bachelor's, which I have this fall.
Absolutely. So this brother did his time, came home, college degree, bookstore, in the community. I mean, that's why I say you got to get the term Mr. Community, and I'm going to let that go for the moment. But now let's talk about what you do in the community. You love people just like I do, the seniors, the children, as well. And when you talk about the kids, each year, you know that the kids got to go to school. And a lot of kids, we're in this city called Detroit, where some 40-some% of the kids, as we know it, are poverty stricken. So that means that they can't afford some of the things that a normal child may be able to afford. So you stood up some years ago, 5, 10 years ago, and you started this backpack giveaway. Tell us more about it, bro.
So it's an annual backpack event that we do. There's numerous that take place in the city of Detroit. What makes ours very significant is the fact that I do it right in my neighborhood. I do it right at my mom's house. So, and the point of that is, again, when you invite people to your house, it has a family effect. Again, anybody that's familiar with Zone 8 is no different than Mac and Bewick, is Linwood and Davidson, Dex and Elmhurst, 30th Street. And I'm talking about areas that is very rough. They look like deserts in terms of the lack of resources, but on this particular day, we're bringing resources, we're bringing people together. It's not particular for folks in the community per se, but we welcome any and everybody. And it's a holistic event, so not only are we giving away backpack at the end of the event, we also provide a full course meal for everybody. We have live entertainment. This year, we're bringing a comedian out, Mike Larry. We also will have the firehouse that will come out where where the kids can come and play and learn the importance of if they get caught in the fire, how to navigate that. This year, we also will have a health fair. Again, things that we know that takes place on this city, but folks that we know we represent don't necessarily have access to in terms of getting downtown. And also, it's not too many. Only restriction that we have in terms of the backpack is that you just have to have your child there. And so we do multiple things in terms of it's a full course event where from 1 to 6 you can just come out and just have fun. We block out the street and what's considered a war zone, we transform it into a peace zone.
Yeah, and it's awesome, man. I made it many of those years. How long has this been occurring?
This will be our 11th year consecutively.
11, okay.
We've done it overall. This will be our like 17th time. Like some years we've been fortunate enough to do it 2 times in a row. So like here's where like when we go out and buy backpacks. When we in the line buying backpacks, and first thing people come in their mind like, what church is this? Because we got like 2 buggies full of backpacks, and no knocking against any church, and we just respond, this is community. And
right.
People's eyes get big, and because we don't see us taking initiative and responsibility of our community, where it's not required if you sign up for this to get funding.
Right.
Our source of doing this is impacting people in a way of providing hope. If you have hope, things are blank. But when you have hope, you can transform your situation. So it provides a small level of economic relief towards particular single mothers.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. Who are doing double duty mothers and fathers. So that's $30, $40, $50 that possibly you can spend on herself.
Yeah, Yusef, talk about some of the partnerships that you have. You got to get these bags. I know that you can go out and go in your pocket and purchase bags, but it's always good to have partnerships with groups that have that access of funding to say, hey, man, go get 1,000 bags at one time, and it's nothing on them just to write it off. So what are some of your partners?
I first have to big up our partners, our people, everyday people. This is an everyday movement in terms of how we've been able to build it. And fortunate enough, anytime you're talking about money, that's a tricky situation.
Right.
And people want to verify where my money going. It's 11 years consecutively, people know where their money going, so people anticipate, look for it to donate. So we do an online fundraiser. Many people support that way. But particularly over the last 4 or 5 years, we have the Michigan Roundtable for Diversity and Inclusion. They've stepped up and supported. This year we have the Black United Fund that they're stepping up supporting, and we've been able to, because of our consistent people from around the country donate too. This year we're partnering with Big City Films, and where they're doing a film around 67, and part of our community doing a community day. And they've been our big sponsor this year. So each year it has looked different. Doing this work in community, a lot of us think it's very easy. You come talk to Blow Joe and can you sign up and they give you the run around. You can't allow that to discourage you. Your heart. That's where the title Missing Community really earns its credibility.
Everybody can't do it. Everybody cannot do community work. The serious, true community work. You know what I mean? So let's talk about the young people. Tell us a story about just one individual out of 11 years. Tell us a story about a single mother, a single parent, or child who was just so elated by the fact that they came out to Yusef Shakur and the annual backpack giveaway, and you gave them a book bag, something to eat, some entertainment, some knowledge, and they walked off almost. And tell us the greatest story you can recall.
I'll start with a personal story. So my youngest son will be 13. So we've been doing this all his life. So every year he comes, and we block the street off, he just go out and just like run and do whatever, and I forget I got a son, because everybody coming up to me, I'm doing my thing, and then one year like, really, what my son? And I don't see him to the end of the event, but the grateful thing in that is he's out in the community. He's in the community, and I don't have to worry about did somebody snatch my son.
Right.
And that's the objective that we're trying to achieve. So for me, it was an aha moment. Like, I'm doing this, but I didn't realize the transformation and the impact, because against the end of the day, my first priority before anything is my son.
Right.
But I created an environment where technically I lost my son, but he's safe. And then also A few days after the backpack, walking through the neighborhood, and a little kid like, that's the guy who gave me my backpack.
Right.
And it's not about me per se, but again, when we talk about change, how can I touch you?
Right.
Again, we bring in people from around the world, whatever, and they can say they're phenomenal folks to some degree and say phenomenal things, but would I see you after this? And and we need that as well in terms of where I go out and do whatever, but when they hear this interview, they see themselves in me, and I see myself in them. There's no distinction. Or about 2 years ago, again, we in the hood, and we're working to make the hood a neighborhood. Incident occurred, and some folks came and got me. Young brothers doing their thing, and like, what are y'all doing? We don't do this, bro. They worked it out. And it wasn't about challenging their masculinity,
right?
But saying like, this is what we not do.
Yeah, and it took you to do that, and they respect you, and for you to say that, they took heed, right? And that's what it's all about.
And I think the most powerful thing for me is, my little homeboys who gangbang, they ain't gangbanging on that day. Mm-hmm. Who sell dope, they ain't selling dope. We've created an atmosphere and an event for them to be fathers, to be mothers.
Change you wish to see.
Yeah,
that's what it's all about. So, Yusef, if there were 5,000 to 10,000 more Reggie Reg, Yusef Shakur, Mr. Communities in the city of Detroit, mm-hmm. do you think it'll be a different city?
Oh, absolutely, it'll be a different city. And I believe there are those individuals out there. But again, what they tend to lack sometimes, and I've lacked it at times in my growth, is that the tenacity. Because again, anything in life that you want to aspire to be, there's roadblocks, there's points you'll get demoralized, and again, because when you get in community, again, you think it's all fun and games, mm-hmm. Everybody love the people, then you realize some people don't love the people the way you love the people. Yeah. Some people just love the money.
Yeah, to take. Yeah, they're robbed.
And you gotta overcome that. Mm-hmm. And that's where you gotta dig deep and like ask yourself, why are you doing this? What are your values behind it? Because again, at the end of the day, like we've had people come in and like, well, you should do it over here. You should do it over there. And we're open to different things. But our first objective, as you've always stated since I've known you, is people. Right. How do we impact people first? And then we'll decide how we're going to do this.
That's right, man. All right, tell us about the event, the date, the time, and everything about it.
It's August 5th.
That's a Saturday.
That's a Saturday, the first Saturday in August. Actually, we'll be partnering with That's Neighborhoods Day too. So with Rise Detroit. Mm-hmm. We partner with them off and on and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So again, there's multiple things that we going on that day, and that's just one of it in connection with Rise Detroit. It's on the west side, 2243 Ferry Park. 2243 Ferry Park is not a park; it's a street. Right. Some people think
for those who don't know,
that's the street name. And it will be blocked off from 1 to 6. If you want to attend, you have to attend the whole event in terms of getting the backpacks. But also, you can just come out and fellowship. We'll have multiple different free giveaways from gas cars to family day. I mean, it's going to be a phenomenal day in the city of Detroit. And if you want to have any questions, you can call me directly at 313-459-6008, 313-459-6008.
My man, Yusef Shakur. He's Mr. Community. Don't call me Mr. Community no more. Mr. Community is Yusef Shakur. We appreciate you, brother.
It's Mr. Radio. Yeah. This is the radio activist. This is where I get
radioactive. I like that. There we go. I'm the radioactivist. Yeah. So I'll see you there, man. No doubt. You know I'm there, bro. All right, to help out the kids. We love the children. We love the single parents. We love the city of Detroit. We appreciate you for watching Mr. Community. God bless Detroit.